Hey y'all, this is Portia Sterling. So I'm checking in. So, I'm doing the Write With Me process for you guys to see all the messiness of outlining and creating a book. And so I had this whole we're going to do this and we're going to go here and we're going to go here and we're going to go here. But to be totally honest, that's not ever something I've ever done with creating any story, because parts of it, I tell people all the time, people close to me know that I get pieces of a story and then I had to kind of sit with it because I'm just like, how is this going to fit in? So I really had planned to really kind of dive into the lead characters, her, just everything about her. And then I was going to go from one character in this very linear fashion. Boop, boop, boop. That was my plan. But you know how they say, we make plans and God laughs? That's exactly what happened, because what I kept getting was how the two main characters should meet. So what I had so far is I have a loose bit of a story of the background work, but I'm gonna save that for later. I have the premise of the book, I have the main character, and I have the all of the supporting characters, and there's a few small pieces of things that I'm still trying to connect. But for the most part, I have the main characters, or their whole group, their family. But, and I wanted to kind of go, like I said, and do this whole family tree and dive into personalities of each person and how they fit and da-da-da. I wasn't able to do that because what kept coming to me is that these two characters have to meet at some sort of protest. I could not get that out of my head, a protest. And the reason I was trying to kind of ignore that, because a meet cute is supposed to be cute. It's supposed to be they were in, well, I've done this before, where they were in a bookstore and they just ran into each other and it was, it was supposed to be this whole love at first sight thing. But as much as I was trying to force that image, it just was not coming to me. It kept saying protest. It needs to be a protest. Nevaeh needs to be protesting something. It kept getting protest. Nevaeh needs to be protesting something. And Daenerys is the other character I have. He needs to be he needs to see her during this protest. So he needs to see her during this protest, and he needs to be kind of in a judgment phase of why is she doing this? I don't see the reason for this. But it's something she's super passionate about. But he's just he doesn't see the point in it, but she sees him there and she mistakenly thinks that he's there to help her cause. And so she just kind of swoops him in hey, thank you so much for coming. We all need to be, supporting this. And he's just looking I wasn't here to support this. I was actually judging what you're doing and thinking it was ridiculous. So that's kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to go along with for the meet cute, is this resistance that he has to assist her, and her initially thinking that he's actually there to help. So let's see. So I think I'm going to have her kind of swoop in. Like I said, she's going to swoop him in, and it's not until later that she realizes, oh, he thinks I'm silly for this. So I was trying to make this whole like love at first sight thing, but it's just I can't even lie to you. Like, it's not coming to me and usually when something's not coming to me and it's not feeling right, it's because that's just not what I'm supposed to write at this particular time. And so I kind of sat with this and was like, what is this protest about? And so I was trying to pull different things, and it didn't come to me until like last night. I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to have her at like a place where she's protesting, and she's protesting for rights, like women's rights, the rights to her own body, the rights to speak for her. Like, all I could see was her just at a point where she's just like tired of the whole, men being able to have say and control over my body and my decisions and the things that I choose to do with it. And so she's at a protest, and it's supposed to be a peaceful protest. Because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't want her character to be, I feel like she kind of comes from a place of peace. And she's like, I want this to be a peaceful protest. So she's out there doing all this stuff. And he's looking at her like, why are you doing this? Because this kind of thing that you want is a huge transformation. And he just can't see transformation coming from anything that's not like violent or war. Like, in his mind, it's like things have to be forced. There has to be some kind of like, it has to be forced. And she's just like, no, I don't want. So that's where I kind of went with my meet cute. And I was like, I wrote it down. I was resistant to write it down because, like I said, it's not what I initially planned. I really wanted the packaged bow thing. But that was my thought, was having two characters on two opposite ends of things, where one is like, both of them are saying we want change. One is saying, I can only see change coming from force. The other one is saying, I can only see change as a product of peace. And then I was like, yeah, but how do I reconcile that? So that led me to that question. And so that's my current struggle. That's my current struggle, is thinking to myself, like, let's reconcile these two things. And let's figure out how you can have change without violence, how you can have change in a peaceful way, and what does that look like? So it's a bit of a challenge, and I guess I'll tap back in with you guys when I get an answer to that question. Because, I'm going to have to sit with how these characters go from one end of the spectrum to meeting in the middle, but in a way that allows them to respect each other's viewpoints and actually see the good in it. Because that's what growth is about. And I do want my characters to grow. I do want my characters to grow. I want them to see the beauty in each other's choices, because I do feel like when you have a friendship or a relationship or any kind of relationship with a person, the beautiful thing about that is if you both can respect each other's journeys and just truly see each other, give each other the freedom to grow, and just trust that, hey, we're fighting for the same thing overall. So that's my current task, and I aim to come up with a solution to this query. And I will be sitting with it until I do. So So like I said, my bad on the sudden change, because I think in my last video I said we were gonna go right into like digging into her psyche and why she's, and I just could not like let this part go. So now I have that, and now I kind of can, I have the goal at least, and now I can kind of go through who these people have to be in order for that goal to be met. So like I said, writing is a messy process. It never comes out the way that you think it will, especially when you're writing for healing, because the whole point of healing is like, you don't know what the end is. If you knew the end, you would be healed already. So when you're writing to like heal, that means you're writing to solve something. You're writing to answer a question, and usually it's a question that you don't have the answer to. So that's, you know, what this channel is about. And yeah, I wrestled with it a bunch because I wanted it to be like, I wanted to come back and be like, oh, I know exactly how, but I don't really know. So I have to leave this with a question. So to be continued. In the next video, hopefully, I will have an answer to like how we reconcile like this and what will be needed for these two characters to see each other's side and grow peacefully together. All right, so until next time, y'all. You do not want to miss the next video, I promise. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more.